Right, looking at the Oklahoma House clears near total abortion ban, which again leads you to a couple options. You're forced to birth, or something much darker. Yeah. Otherwise, generally speaking, they're just terrorizing pregnant people. People who can become pregnant. Yeah. Giant hanger is a gross point, but a good point that needs to be reinforced. Making abortion illegal doesn't eliminate abortions. Yeah. Yeah, we got to spell that out. I forget this sometimes. I just assume. You're absolutely right. Yes, this is eliminating safe abortions. Yeah, they're terrorizing. What did I say? I think you're accurate. You're probably more accurate. The Oklahoma House voted 76-19 Tuesday to ban all abortions unless it's necessary for saving a pregnant person's life. Why it matters. The bill, which could incentivize private citizens to sue anyone suspected of helping a person get an abortion, would surpass Texas's 6-week abortion ban to become the most restrictive in the nation. The bill now heads to the state Senate. If signed into law, would take effect immediately, but would face legal challenges. What they're saying, after seeing the devastation caused by Texas's abortion ban, Oklahoma politicians have taken the unconscionable step of imposing an even harsher ban on pregnant people, ACLU tweeted. Abortion rights activists have been warning of this nightmare for months. Although bounty hunter laws have been a domino effect across the country as more and more states ban abortion entirely while Roe v. Wade still the law of the land, the Center for Reproductive Rights Elizabeth Smith said in a statement. The Supreme Court set to reconsider the landmark Roe v. Wade decision that established the constitutional right to an abortion and could release the ruling as soon as this summer. Details. Oklahoma's HB 4327 would encourage private citizens to sue anyone who performs or induces an abortion, as well as anyone who aids or abets the performance of an abortion. Like in Texas's ban, citizens would be awarded at least $10,000 for each abortion that a health professional has provided. God. The bill also states that whoever's sued cannot say that they believe the bill is unconstitutional in order to defend themselves in a court of law. What? How can you do that? How can she slap? Like how's that a thing? How's that a thing? How can you put that into the thing? Isn't that always a thing? Well, isn't that... Why am I still on the LGBTQIA report? I gotta change my I gotta change the topic. I don't have a button specific for like abortion rights. Like pregnant people's rights, you know? I'm just gonna go to news politics. All right. Yeah. They just want to regulate people's bodies. No one tells us when we're little girls how this whole society's wrecked because of a failing patriarchal system run by men who'll do anything to force their wills. Can't even fully and accurately describe my rage on this issue. Supreme Court set to reconsider Roe v. Wade. But what's the deal? The SCOTUS is still 5-4 conservative to Democrats, right? Is that accurate? Assuming this Supreme Court pick goes through. I cannot remember her name. I've not been paying close attention. It just seems like they're getting a lib. Probably like a centrist lib. On the SCOTUS. It's like a win for left libs. So what does this mean? Supreme Court's going to reconsider it? They could release a ruling as soon as this summer? What the fuck does that mean? Are they going to gut Roe v. Wade? Are they going to repeal it or whatever? Oh no. So the question becomes, does this precede a wave of more kinds of this legislation? Am I fear-mongering? We're going to see more pregnant people. Excuse me. A little ham-fisted here with my language. We'll get there. You know. I think it's fair to say and anti-women. Anti-pregnant person, anti-women. Legislation. We're saying anti-trans legislation. All over. It's, not looking great? I don't know. Someone hold my hand through this. What analysis or perspective do we need to be bringing here? This is the kind of stuff Republicans have been trying to do ever since Roe v. Wade. Not wrong. Governor Reeves says he's waiting for Roe v. Wade to be repealed so he can institute a full statewide abortion ban here in Mississippi. Okay, so what's the deal here? If you imagine a map of the United States, and every place where it's technically legal to get an abortion, it's all painted the same color, right? But in reality, there are nuances to that. There are limitations in some places, right? And now, am I wrong? Are there some states where it's like outright banned? You can't because of Roe v. Wade, but they can sneak in little restrictions. They can make it harder and harder and harder for them to get an abortion. But wait, hold on. The Texas one. Is it just Texas and Oklahoma? Are these the only two right now that are fucking around? Hold my hand. Missouri's trying to pass one even worse. Reeves is waiting for Roe v. Wade. So I'm asking, okay, I guess this is it. It's just Texas and Oklahoma? Wow. What about the Texas one? I'm tripping. Didn't they pull it down or something? Fuck. Did it say? So Texas has a 6-week abortion ban. And this is just going to outright ban them all. So this is an escalation. Okay. Sorry, I just need to wrap my head around that. Did that make sense there? Sorry, it took me a couple minutes for those light bulbs to go off. I'm gonna blame it on not enough weed. That's right, not enough weed. I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down. Okay, so am I? What's going on here? Abortion rights people. Texas has a 6-week abortion ban. It's absurd. Most pregnant people don't realize they're pregnant at that time. Oklahoma, they're... Oh! tripping. The Oklahoma bill's heading to this state senate. And then it would be signed into law. But it would face legal challenges. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not firing on all cylinders right now. What else do we got? We got the egg topic. Where's the egg topic thing happening? We're talking abortion, chat. I'm talking abortion. Someone said egg topic. Where did you say the thing? Tennessee's got something going on. Trey Crowder's talking about it. Colorado's actively passing a bill right now to guarantee abortion rights. Proactively protecting its citizens from Supreme Court possible decision. Proud of my state. Wouldn't it be nice that if they didn't have to worry about that shit? But they do. And prevents them from getting us nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. Or at least Coloradans. Holy fuck, how can they do that legally? Specifically what? Missouri's the ectopic one. Whew. That's pretty fucked up, I'll tell you what.
Smoke weed every day.
All right. If Roe v. Wade ensures a right to an abortion, how can this legislation be passed? I don't know. Is it that states are implementing these statewide and Roe v. Wade is a federal law, so this needs to be challenged by the Supreme Court? Like, these things need to be challenged and then brought up to the Supreme Court? Is that how this works? I need a little help, to be honest, but hey, I need coffee actually, so I'm gonna take a short break. Don't go anywhere. Grab a Burbage. I hate to disappoint conservative Twitter, but I am gonna circle back.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I often note I'm going to circle back. I hate to disappoint conservative Twitter, but I am going to circle back on a number of things, as we often do directly. I'll circle back, circle back. I hate to disappoint you. Circle back, circle back. That's an excellent question. Circle back, circle back. I hate to disappoint you, but we will venture to circle back with all of you.
Taking cocaine or not? What do you think?
This is such a good question. I have not had the opportunity to dig into that. I'll circle back.
It was a massive dump. To this day, everyone's trying to figure out where did it come from.
I'm not aware of anything, but we'll circle back.
This uncircumcised Philistine, who does he think he is?
As a mom myself, I want to know all the details. I have to circle back.
Come on, man. You know what I mean?
I will venture to get you an answer on that, and maybe we can talk about it, and we'll circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. But we'll circle back. But I will have to circle back with you. Let me give you a very specific example. I'll circle back, circle back. I hate to disappoint you. Circle back, circle back. That's an excellent question. Circle back, circle back. I hate to disappoint you, but we will venture to circle back.
This president knew back in January. Why didn't he tell us? Why didn't he warn
There are a
us?
number of ways to combat misinformation. One of them is circle back.
You told us that Trump was invincible and Hillary was in a prison, right?
I don't really have any predictions for you on that. I can circle back. Let me see if I can get more detail for you on that. Circle back.
I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
We'll try to get to as many questions as possible. I'll circle back. I don't have anything more for you. And that communication has been lacking. Well, as you know, let me give you a very specific example. I'll circle back, circle back. I hate to disappoint you. Circle back, circle back. That's an excellent question. Circle back, circle back. I hate to disappoint you, but we will venture to circle back with all of you.
What the fuck, bruh? Everyone's tired of COVID. This pandemic has sucked. These protests are not the way to get through it. This pandemic has sucked. They're not the story of this pandemic. This pandemic has sucked for all Canadians. This pandemic has sucked.
In Canada, things are happening that are worth covering, which is a rarity. The convoy protests against COVID have grabbed global attention and paralyzed Canada's capital city. The Canadian left is calling all of these people Trumpians. They find a few fringe members and then they say, these people represent the entire protest, as opposed to the core ideology.
What is the main goal of the Trumpers here?
Freedom. It has to stop.
Where freedom from gets no
It has to stop. Everyone's tired of COVID. This pandemic has sucked. These protests are not the way to get through it. This pandemic has sucked. They're not the story of this pandemic. This pandemic has sucked for all Canadians. This pandemic has sucked.
I can't go skiing, I can't go to Walmart, I can't go to Canadian Tire.
I'm not leaving until all the mandates are gone.
There's a lot of people here streaming live online.
Great. Welcome back. Wow. Wow. All right, so where were we? We were trying to, like, understand the legislative aspect, right?
Wow.
Love your face. Nice. Like, what is that? What happens? What happens next? I need an expert. So, I don't know. At the same time, I'm like, how much do I want to go down that rabbit hole? I don't know. Does anyone in chat know? Definitely horrified at these terrible legislation initiatives. 100%. Mildred, what? Stop people suing for money? What? I'm sorry. The Oklahoma thing? They're gonna sue and get $10,000? The Texas? That's the Texas thing, right? Did Oklahoma have a similar thing, right? I need to take notes. Not sending my best. The suing for the money part, that needs to go to the Supreme Court? I think so, right? Like, all of it needs to go up to the Supreme Court. All of these challenges to Roe v. Wade, right?
Pro streamer.
What? Hey, Detrius. Yeah. Not sending my best. Hey. Everyone pay attention. Yeah. The whole thing incentivizes private citizens to sue anyone suspected of helping a person get an abortion. That's similar to the one in Texas, right? The Texas one does that, yet it's not a full ban. It's not a full ban. It's after 6 weeks. So this is clearly an escalation. Clearly, the Texans were colluding with the Oklahomans. Right? This is clear. This is how this works. They walk their way up. And then they try to, like, lead other states to do the same who are skittish. So when these either, get signed into law and or, get put into effect to an extent, or even if they're not, like, really, like, enforced, it's still, like, scary, right? But, I think we've heard stories of people who have been they're starting to see some prosecution or something. Oh, it's getting weird. But this is an escalation, because this is all abortions. Other states had spring laws that activated once Texas passed. I'm not sure what that means. Tetrius. Went to the Supreme Court. Okay. I'm not sure, Mildred. Suing is like a loophole, right? You can get an abortion But you risk the legal ramifications, I guess. It's not, you know, it makes it that much harder to get a safe abortion. Oh, spring laws, aka they spring into effect when Roe v. Wade is abolished. We're saying when. Chat, is Roe v. Wade going to be abolished? Is this like my moment of like really realizing this? We need to do a poll. Shit. I'm asking you to predict. Yes, no, I don't care. Yes, no, I don't care. Sometimes you just want to see the results. I get that. Yes, no, I don't care. No, I'm not saying you don't care. Of course you care. Of course you care, Boondocks Dragon. I don't think one person's going to change it. I drink beer. I love beer. Kavanaugh's not going to stop it either. Not a lot of poll participation, chat. Not a lot of poll participation. Not a very wide sample size there. Not a big sample size. Small sample size. Not very scientific. But I think it's going to happen. 4-1, yes to no. At least no one didn't care. At least everyone cares. Everyone that replied. Or you're faking it, which is good too. Fake it till you make it. Your poll didn't work. No! That sucks. Can't win them all. Yeah, Barrett. She doesn't take notes. I love how that's like a positive thing. You're like, you know what? You know what we liked about Barrett? She didn't take notes. It's like, wait, what? Shouldn't she be taking notes? I don't know. I guess it was recorded. Yeah, there was a transcript. All right, whatever. She didn't use notes. I understand. But she also didn't take any. Okay. Gorsuch sitting in a stolen seat. Yeah. Honestly, that's it. Think about it. It's 5-4. Conservatives to Democrats. Gorsuch is sitting in a stolen seat. Hey, y'all. Conservatives stole the right of abortion away from pregnant people and women. They literally stole it. But they did it by the rules, I guess. Like, what happened there, right? You feel sick? Let's go back to death talk. I know, right? Can you believe this? We don't often talk about this very much on the show. It was the rules they made. So what happened there? What happened there? What allowed McConnell to get away with that move? Because I think it does come down to that. Am I wrong? Like, am I mistaken? It seems like Dems are gonna get their Supreme Court pick right now. I think they're all... It's safe to assume they're abortion friendly. It's 5-4. If it were 5-4 Dems to Republicans, and these suits were coming up to SCOTUS with those conditions, I think SCOTUS would be ruling in favor of abortion, but I don't think that'll happen. I think Roe v. Wade's looking shaky. Not reliable at this moment, as in it won't be upheld. So I'm a little shocked, but of course not at the same time, not entirely. But again, I think it comes down to that. It comes down to the stolen seat. So what the fuck happened? I need to understand this. They refused to have the hearing. Like, what the fuck does this mean? What does that even mean? And why can they do that? Why did the Dems let them get away with that? I need to understand this now. How did they get away with that? So, Obama was nominating the Attorney General, the guy who's the Attorney General right now, Merrick Garland. It's up to the Senate Majority Leader to schedule it in because they control the schedule. Welcome in, Victor Benedetti. How you doing today? McConnell didn't schedule it. There was precedent before that to always schedule it, to do it, to fit it in. McConnell broke precedent, ignored the president's pick. Love your face. Didn't even schedule it for a hearing. There was no hearing at all. Okay. That's it. There's no consequences. McConnell argued that you could not seat a judge in the last year of the presidency. Just made up some random ass rule. Then changed the rules 3 years later, of course. How can they get away with this? Why did the... Okay, now the question becomes, why did the Dems let them get away with it, and was there anything they could do to not let them get away with it? Because this is absolutely fucked up. They're cheaters in every aspect. They use their power to manipulate more power. It's Senate rules. Yeah, but the rules are bad because it allows people like Mitch McConnell to do whatever the fuck they want. So that's it. We just say it's Senate rules. Like, I'm literally stunned here. Like, that's it. I think that's it. The only people who can hold him accountable is the voters by voting him out. I think that lacks a little creativity. But yeah, the kinds of things that we could talk about on this channel. Oh yeah, you got to talk to the Senate about changing the rules. I'm just saying, that's incredible. It just comes down to that. Just the rules. And if you put people in power and they're bad people, well, who's to say what's going to happen? All right, we need to change the rules. Who made the rules? Checks my notes. 18th century slave owners. Shit. Not promising. Not promising, chat. Clearly, the Senate will vote to curb its own power. Well, like, you would think, like, the Dems, when they were in power, would be like, okay, guys, this, I guess they never had the 66 votes in order to change this thing, huh? I say the Dems, I hate them, but I say if the Dems steal one back, inshallah. But they don't. Right? But they don't. So that's what we call the ratchet effect. That's like another instance of the ratchet effect. Where Republicans are willing to, like, break the rules. And Dems are like, well, we're better than that. They're not really. But still. They're apparently not... They haven't been willing to do this. And of course, McConnell talks about Dems going nuclear, using the nuclear option. You just went nuclear, McConnell. McConnell just dropped the first bomb. It's not the first, but you know what I mean. Like, he dropped a really big bomb by doing that. That must be like one of the most... what's it like? Democratically subversive? What am I trying to say here? That's got to be one of the most undemocratic acts, you know, of my lifetime. I think that's one of the most democratic acts of my lifetime. But what I think in his eyes, he's like, well, everyone else is doing it. He's like, why can't I do it? Just to keep some power for myself. Everyone else is doing it. There's no accountability up there. Washington deserves... Pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Don't say anything stupid today. I'm telling you, y'all. I just watched Doctor Strangelove last night, and it's amazing having this conversation right now. Just like the U.S. accusing Russia of using the nuclear option. Oops, whip, come back. There we go. Monazu, welcome in. He doesn't care. He wants his legacy to be that he built the Supreme Court to be totally in their control. And he found his opening. He knew that there was no repercussions. The people of his state will continue voting for him. They're like, okay, well, good. We got what we wanted. We got our Supreme Court. What state's he from? I don't know if I could dial in my accent. This is fine. Dan, Frontline on PBS is a great series that covers all the Supreme Court stuff. I hate to say this, Aaron. I appreciate the suggestion. I just am finding it very hard to watch PBS these days. I watch stuff like that, and every time I don't feel like that was a full analysis. And then I watch some other leftist shit, and I'm like, oh, there it is. That makes sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at your suggestion. I appreciate it. I'm just thinking out loud here. You know what I mean? But yeah. PBS is one of those things where it pushes... It pulls liberals left, but that's as far as it can go. It can't push... Excuse me. It pulls conservatives and liberals to the lib left, but that's as far as it can go. It can't push them over the edge into the left. And by left, I literally mean left. There is the lib left. It ain't left. It's just sort of a shorthand. It's just the way we talk about it. I don't mean it's actually left. It's literally lib right. Anyways, but it's like a way to... Okay. To be more explicit, it's a way to pull the lib right and conservatives left, but that's it. It doesn't get past that line. It doesn't go... Well, actually, actual left. It doesn't go into anti-capitalism. It never crosses the anti-capitalism, anti-imperialism line. It, because of that, it cannot speak up for, you know, all sorts of marginalized populations. They can only act like they do, you know? If you don't have class analysis, like, you will fail to see all marginalized populations. You might see some. The same goes, I guess, for class reductionists. Anyways. I'm still blowing my mind here, trying to wrap up how McConnell got away with it. He just knew he could. That's just it. And he's a super villain level bastard looking around at all of the other people in Washington who have power, who are also super villain level bastards, but who didn't get their power through democratic means. Right? Think about that. Put yourself in McConnell's shoes. Want to do the dialectical materialism? Put yourself in McConnell's shoes. And look at all the power you have, right? That's wild. I hate doing this. I'm not trying to sympathize with him. However, he's looking around. He sees all these people in Washington who are unaccountable at all. They don't even have to go through the whole rigmarole of like going through the vote, which is pretty much a lock for him, right? Isn't that wild? And he sees them all getting away with the most wild fucking shit in the world, all throughout his entire career, right? When does he get to pull his fucking scheme? Again, it's gonna be able to solidify his fucking, you know, like history will look on him in a certain way, at least some will. I'm wondering what else. I'm wondering what else. Do I feel like this analysis is complete? I don't know. I feel like I could still learn more. So, he got his conservative Supreme Court, and he's going to get to perhaps reign over the Supreme Court that pulls Roe v. Wade. He's going to be a conservative hero. That tells you the sort of state of things here. So, that's why pregnant people are going to find themselves in a state of terror over the next however many years until this stuff rolls back. Not to say that it's going to stop the terror, but holy moly, this is only going to make it worse. He sat also on a historic number of bills that had passed in the House, and no one did anything about that. That's just wild to me. He's a paid protester. So he's a paid protester. Excuse me. So I'm wondering then how long the court will be conservative. And I haven't like gamed it out in my head, I guess, so I don't know. All right. What do you think, Chad? Things continue as they are forever. Excuse me. Thank you, Kat, for the 25 biddies. Yeah, Dems need to steal one back. Or a revolution, you know what I mean? or revolution. I think it's and or. Revolution as soon as possible, please. There's just a couple things in the that are going on that I think need some addressing. Need some addressing. Some things need to be addressed. But I think that's just another perfect encapsulation. Encapsulation. Is that what I'm trying to say? Of how I believe the Senate's entirely undemocratic. Entirely undemocratic from its like hey guys, from the whole thing. Hey Portside, welcome in. From the conception of it, it doesn't make sense. The whole who capitulation, hey turtle, combat, it's in there somewhere. The whole thing where they represent states. Folks, the Senate represents states, not people. It's like, what? I'd rather have someone that represents people over there. And then, of course, that mentality bleeds down to corporations are people, too. After all, what are they but little fiefdoms where lords tell their serfs what to do during the day and what they can't do, otherwise you'll be fired. What? You're gay? You're fired. What, you can't do that anymore? Yeah, I bet you can. You could do that by not hiring them in the first place. How do you protect from that? Yeah, you didn't think about that now, did you? Do we truly have free speech in this dumb fucking country? No. But they make you think that you do. Think about what happens when I realize that I don't have enough subbies to continue making the argument to myself and to my girlfriend, my partner. My partner and my girlfriend, you know, that I can keep doing this kind of content. And then I go looking for a job. And they're like, "Hey, tell us about what you've been doing." And I'm like, I'm going to be in a really weird position when that happens, and I'm scared it's going to happen sooner than later, I'll be honest. Be like, well, I've been talking to people about how people like you exploit people like me. So I'm here to beg you for a job so that you can exploit me so I can pay my bills. Do you want me to kiss your fucking boot too? You have a ring I can kiss? Can't wait to get back out on that labor market, y'all. Should have used a synonym, an alias. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think I'd become a communist on screen. I didn't realize what that meant when I did it. Just put the damn suit back on. Numbers will go back up. It's not the suit. It was the content I was doing at that time. Everyone was thirsty for Kyle Rittenhouse content. I'm telling you, the suit's not going to change anything. It's not even worth the fucking effort. Can the confirmation of Jackson be stopped numerically? I don't know. It seems like it's going to happen. It's going to go through. I don't know. They wouldn't get the hearing going and then stop it, but I don't know. I'm not in Washington. It's going to be fun when a potential future employer Googles me. Yeah, I can't wait. Like, what have I done to myself? What have I gotten into? Isn't that wild? Anyways, I made this about me. Specifically, it's about people in power who abuse their power, and because of that, people who get pregnant. Because of that, women who get pregnant are gonna like, or whether they don't get pregnant, they're just gonna live in a state of fear, a state of terror. Sorry to make that about me. All right. Fade out.